you so dark? God damn. What's up, everybody? I hope we are all... Fuck you. What is up, everybody? I hope we are all having a phenomenal day today. I just fucked with my camera for probably a good 30 minutes, and so hopefully we should be well exposed now. We're gonna zoom in a little bit, though. This is a video that I've legitimately tried to make like 3 or 4 times, and I make it all the way through, and then I get into the editing room and I have to look at my stupid face for 3 hours, and just nothing ends up happening with it. But today we are just sending it all the way through, and we're just gonna see what comes out the other end. So strap the fuck in. We're gonna get crazy today, guys. It's gonna be a wild ride. Okay, we're gonna talk about some movies, we're gonna talk about some physical media, why it's important. If you didn't catch my last video on physical media, go give that a watch. Some great stuff in there, super informative, super helpful. Anyway, this is a good 6 years worth of collecting. There have been times when I've bought a lot. There have been times when I've slowed down a little bit. I definitely don't buy as many Blu-rays as I used to because A, they're harder to find, and B, you kind of get to a spot where you have pretty much everything you want, and so you need to just kind of wait for new stuff to come out or to just come across the exact movie you're looking for at a used DVD store somewhere. I have everything organized alphabetically, so we're gonna go through the Blu-rays first, and then we'll save the Criterions for last. Doesn't that sound like fun? Wow, this light is so intense on my face, but that's okay. Let me see, what's the best way to do this? I'm just gonna pull them out and go through each one. I have a lot, and so if I take a second to say something about each one, we're just gonna be here all fucking day. I'm probably gonna end up yapping a whole lot anyways, so strap the fuck in, guys, because here we go. Starting us off from the top here, we have 20th Century Women, Mike Mills. I got this from like a third-party website, and so this is missing right here. If anyone has seen that, let me know. 21 and 22 Jump Street, 50-50, funny cancer movie. 2001 A Space Odyssey. I rewatched this recently. It just gets so much better with age. 1968, and it looks like it was made last year. It's awesome. Airplane, great movie for a plane. We've got Alien and Aliens, obviously. Amadeus, again, rewatched this recently. I forgot how much opera is in this movie. This is the director's cut, and I think he just put in like an extra half hour of just straight great movie, but take it easy. American Graffiti. This was George Lucas's first movie, and I think it's one of his best. American Psycho. Every college male needs a copy of that. Annihilation. Girl power. Annie Hall. This is not a Woody Allen stan account, but I do own Annie Hall. Apocalypse Now. Oh my god. Moving right along here, we've got Arrival, Avatar: The Way of Water. I don't own the first one because I don't like it that much, but if you got like a free afternoon and some psychedelics, then this is a fun one to put on, you know? The Babadook. Don't let people tell you that this movie isn't scary, because it is scary. It really fucked me up the first time I saw it. Back to the Future trilogy. The Banshees of Inisherin. Definitely my favorite Martin McDonagh movie. Barbie. Battle Royale. That'd be a great double feature. If Beale Street Could Talk. Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. This is a movie that not a lot of people have seen. It's Sidney Lumet's last movie. He started his career with 12 Angry Men and ended it with this. What a career. What a phenomenal career. Big. It's kind of a problematic movie nowadays. The Big Lebowski. Birdman. This was one of the first Blu-rays that I ever bought back in like 2017. Blade Runner on 4K and Blade Runner 2049 Steelbook. This is such a beautiful looking piece of physical media right here, and I actually have the 4K disc in there. This is a regular Blu Ray, but I upgraded to the 4K for it. So Blue Valentine, Black Swan, Boogie Nights, just rewatched this the other night, the Bourne trilogy, and Boyhood. I found this at a gas station for $5. Moving right along here, we've got Brave. This is actually my sister's, okay? I don't own this fucking girl movie, okay? Braveheart, that's more like it. That's a boy movie right there. Brawl in Cell Block 99. The Breakfast Club. Kind of overrated. They really did my girl dirty there at the end. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's still like good 80s nostalgia. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Call Me By Your Name. Casablanca. Casino. Castaway. Catch Me If You Can. Challengers. A Christmas Story. Clockwork Orange. Would love to upgrade this to a 4K at some point. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Cloud Atlas. I read this book before seeing the movie, and it's honestly like one of the best adaptations of all time. That is the worst fucking glare. What if I just moved over this way a little bit and was like that? There you go. That works a little bit better. Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. Clueless. Come On, Come On. Another great Mike Mills. Contagion. I remember watching this in my dorm room right when COVID started. That was a very cathartic experience. Crazy Stupid Love. And Creed. Shout out Dylan. Thank you for that, buddy. Alright, that's it for the first shelf. Moving on to the second one. We've got Dances with Wolves, Dark Knight Trilogy on 4K, The Departed, fucking firefighters, Die Hard. I have not seen this movie all the way through. I know. Every year Christmas comes around, I throw it on. I'm asleep like 30 minutes in. I don't know what it is. I cannot make it through Die Hard. Django Unchained. Not my favorite Tarantino. It's like a bit much for me. I can't just sit there and fucking listen to the N-word 90 times in a row. Dogtooth. That's another great one for when you have friends over. We got Bram Stoker's Dracula. Dragged Across Concrete. That's a weird one for me to own. Drive, obviously. Look how gorgeous this steelbook is. This is the 4K that I upgraded to recently. And speaking of gorgeous steelbooks, we have Dune and Dune Part 2. And then we've got Dunkirk. 8th Grade. I saw this opening night in 2017. It was awesome. Packed house. Bo Burnham was supposed to be there, but his flight got delayed. And so he sent in a video message instead and said what's up to us, and that was cool. I would have liked to see him there for the Q&A, but one day, you know. And then we've got Elf. Okay, moving right along, we've got Everything Everywhere All at Once. Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Sam Raimi just took like $7 and he was like, I'm gonna make a super weird, fucked up horror movie. 2 of them, actually. Ex Machina, The Exorcist, Eyes Wide Shut, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Fargo, Jeepers, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and Dazed and Confused. Between these two, I'm definitely a Dazed and Confused guy, but you rewatch Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and they're talking about some, like, deep shit in that movie. You kind of don't realize it until you rewatch it. The Favorite, Field of Dreams, First Blood, First Man, First Reformed. It's probably my favorite Paul Schrader movie, by the way. Forrest Gump, Full Metal Jacket, Get Out, Ghost in the Shell, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Gladiator. You will not see Gladiator 2 in this collection. The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2, which fucking stick together when I put them on the shelf because I took like the security tag off and now it's still on there a little bit. And so yeah. Obviously, The Godfather is The Godfather, but I feel like there's kind of a stigma around it where it's like, oh, it's a film bro movie. If you can make it all the way through both of them and not be like deeply affected, then I'm honestly very impressed with you. Okay, moving on. Next up here, we've got Gone Girl. Maybe my favorite Fincher. It's neck and neck with another one that'll come up in a little while here. Goodfellas on 4K. This is a beautiful looking 4K. If you like want to know what 4K versus Blu-ray looks like, this is a great example. Or like, you know what I'm saying. Good Will Hunting, The Graduate, Plastics. The Grand Budapest Hotel, Phoenician Scheme is out right now. Gotta make my way to see that. Gravity, Green Book, shout out Blake. Greener Grass, The Green Mile. We've got this Grindhouse collection with Planet Terror and Death Proof. Hacksaw Ridge, Halloween on 4K. And we've got this 4K Harry Potter collection here. And The Hateful Eight. Moving right along here, we've got Hell or High Water, Hereditary. Hereditary is the best horror movie made in the last 10 years. And if anyone says differently, they're wrong. And on top of that, Ari Aster has not made a movie as good as this since. We've got this Hitchcock collection with Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, and Psycho and the Birds. We've got Home Alone 1 and 2, Hot Rod, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Hugo, Hunger Games 4-film collection, Inception, The Incredibles, Incredibles 2, Indiana Jones complete collection. This has 4 films in it instead of 5 because there are only 4 Indiana Jones movies in my personal opinion. Inglourious Bastards, Inherent Vice, Insidious, Interstellar, probably my favorite Nolan. I know that's not a controversial statement, but also just a beautiful, beautiful 4K disc. The Invisible Man, Isle of Dogs, and It's a Wonderful Life. Yes, it is, James Stewart. Yes, it is. Motherfucker. Okay, next up we've got Jaws. Everyone needs to see that movie like 20 times in their life, at least. At least. John Wick Chapter 2, and of course John Wick Chapter 3. Don't own the 4th one. I don't know if I will for a little while, but if it comes along, I'll pick it up. Joint Security Area. This is an awesome Park Chan-wook movie. Juno, Jurassic Park. Got Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2, obviously. The Killing of a Sacred Deer. This is a very special movie to me. It's a weird one to pick as like one of your all-time favorites, but this is truly one of my all-time favorites. And I love watching it throughout the years. Knives Out, Lady Bird, La La Land, Lawrence of Arabia, Leon the Professional, The Light Between Oceans, another great Derek Cianfrance movie, The Lighthouse, Lincoln, and The Lion King. Moving on here, we've got Little Women, The Lobster, Lord of the Rings trilogy. I only have the regular versions, I don't have the extended cuts. I'll get around to getting those one day, but for now, this is what we're working with. Love, Simon, Magnolia. I get really depressed when I watch this movie, and not because it's just depressing as fuck, but because PTA was 27 years old when he directed this movie. I am currently 24 and have no plans of directing anything like this, so thanks for the confidence boost there, PTA. Really appreciate it. Mad Max Anthology and Furiosa on 4K. Manchester by the Sea, Mandy, The Man with No Name trilogy, The Master. I fucking hated this movie the first time I saw it, and it's just one of those that kept drawing me back. I couldn't even tell you why, but I just wanted to rewatch it over and over again, and now it's one of my favorites. It's 5 stars. The Matrix Steelbook. That is some beautiful cover art on there. Look at that. Oh yeah. Midsummer. Emphasis on mid. Sorry. And Misery. Very not mid movie. This is an awesome fucking intense Rob Reiner movie. Alright, next up we've got Mission Impossible 5-film collection. This is 1 through 5. Then we've got Fallout and Dead Reckoning Part 1. Or just Dead Reckoning now. I don't really know what the fuck they're doing with the titles for these movies. My personal favorite is Fallout, but like, what a phenomenal series of films that started back in the 90s, and we just got one again. Like, Tom Cruise, there must be something to this whole Scientology thing. Just kidding, don't be a Scientologist. We've got Mommy, unfortunate name for a really great movie. Moneyball, Monsters Inc., Moonlight, Moonrise Kingdom, Mother. Okay, oddly enough, this was the first rated R movie that I saw by myself in theaters. It like came out on my birthday when I turned 17, and it was like the only thing out that I was interested in, and so I went to see it by myself. I went into that theater a boy, and I left a grown-ass man. Great date movie. Great date movie, Mother. Nebraska, The Nice Guys, No Country for Old Men, and Nocturnal Animals. Need to rewatch Nocturnal Animals. I haven't seen that one in a while. Moving right along here, we've got the Oceans trilogy, Oculus. This was the first horror movie that I ever saw. I remember I was at my friend Jake's house, and we were actually at his neighbor's house, and they threw this on. I had never been allowed to watch a horror movie before that, and this was the very first one, and it's a really good one to start with, I think. Old Boy, found this in a used movie store, just like randomly. That's why you gotta find those fucking used movie store guys. Get those underground picks. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Oppenheimer, I hardly know her, Parasite, Peter Pan, I hardly know her, Pan. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop. Phantom Thread, very special movie. Probably in my top 5. I have a tattoo from this movie right here, but I'm not gonna show you guys for free. I'm sorry. Pig, Planet of the Apes trilogy. My roommates were really skeptical when I said that these were really good movies. They were like, really bro, apes? And then we watched them and they're fucking obsessed now, so. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes on 4K. Place Beyond the Pines, another great DC movie, and The Polar Express. Jesus Christ. The last stack of this shelf, we've got Poor Things, my favorite movie from 2023. Predator, The Prestige, The Prince of Egypt. This was my first ever favorite movie, and it still holds up, like, 20 years later. It's so good. Prisoners, Pulp Fiction, Quiet Place, Ratatouille, Raw. Great date movie. Great date movie. Raging Bull, Reservoir Dogs. Again, directed by like a 27-year-old. The Revenant, Rocky, Room. This is kind of the movie that got me interested in filmmaking. I remember I had a girlfriend when I was 15. I was a freshman in high school, and her family took me to see this movie. Yeah, let that sink in. But it just affected me in a really profound way, and I went back the next night with my dad and my brother, and we watched it again. And it's still a great movie. Rudy, The Sandlot, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Seven, Shadow, awesome Zhang Yimou movie, The Shape of Water, The Shawshank Redemption, what up Peter, and The Shining. Oh my fucking god. Fuck you. Okie dokie, on to the last shelf here. We've got this Shrek 4-movie collection, Sicario, Silence, maybe my favorite Scorsese. Don't quote me on that, it changes all the time, but Silence fucking rips, dude. It's awesome. Silence of the Lambs, Singing in the Rain, Skyfall. Remember the other Fincher movie that I said was neck and neck with Gone Girl for my favorite? It's The Social Network. Again, like, not a very controversial opinion, I know, but just a fucking fastball straight down the middle. And it only gets better with age. I love watching it now, with everything that's happened since, you know? And I would love to see a sequel. Next up, we've got Sorcerer, underrated William Friedkin movie. The Sound of Music, Spectre, Stand By Me. And okay, let's talk Star Wars for a second, okay? I own Revenge of the Sith, the original trilogy, and Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I know. But these, I think, were before Star Wars went completely downhill. And so it's nice, I think, to rewatch these with still all the hope and expectations that we had for them, and disregard all of the disappointment that followed. Okay? That's my personal opinion. Whoa! Okay, next up we've got Steve Jobs. Great Aaron Sorkin screenplay. Great central performance from Michael Fassbender. I found that movie in a gas station in, like, Nebraska, I think. The Substance on 4K. Superbad Steelbook. Surf's Up, obviously. Swiss Army Man. Talk to Me. I just rewatched this after having seen Bring Her Back. I thought this movie was fucking brutal. Bring Her Back caused irreparable trauma in my brain. Just putting that out there. Fair warning for anyone who wants to go see that. It's a great movie, but you're gonna see some shit. Tar on 4K. Taxi Driver. Tenet on 4K. I don't know why people say this movie is confusing. Like, I understood every bit of it the first time I watched it, and I think you guys might just be stupid. The Terminator, T2, Judgment Day, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Steelbook. What a beautiful looking piece of media that is. Oh my goodness. I saw this at my college on a really shitty 35mm print, and that is the best way to watch it. There Will Be Blood. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Titane. Great date movie. Titanic. Horrible date movie. To Live and Die in LA on 4K. And Top Gun Maverick. I don't own the first one because why would I watch the first Top Gun when Maverick exists, you know? Oh, this is it, guys. The last stack. We've got The Town. Tron Legacy. I think everyone who was the target audience for this when it came out, so like me, like 11-year-olds, were just obsessed with this movie. The main character from this, I wanted to be him so bad, as did all 11-year-olds back in 2011. Troy, The Tree of Life, great mushroom movie. Transformers, also a great mushroom movie. We've got Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. Between the 3 of these, I'm a Toy Story 2 kind of guy, but these are all 5-star movies in my opinion. Uncut Gems. Under the Skin. Wind River. The Vavitch. Whiplash. The Wolf of Wall Street. I think that comes in like a gift package that they hand out at the hospital. It's just Blu Ray copies of The Wolf of Wall Street. When you have a boy, I'm pretty sure that's what happens in America. X. Zodiac. And last but not least, The Zone of Interest, which is in this beautiful A24 edition. So that's it for my regular Blu-rays. We're gonna move on to the Criterion collection now. So you'll notice for my Criterions, they are not in alphabetical order, and that's because I organize these by spine number because I'm a pretentious piece of shit. So starting off, we have Seven Samurai, Akira Kurosawa. The Last Temptation of Christ, another banger Scorsese. Do the Right Thing. We've got La Haine, awesome fucking movie. Paris, Texas. Mystery Train. This is my favorite Jim Jarmusch movie. It's one of those movies where you can just see the influence of everything that came after it, you know? I feel like Tarantino saw this before he made Pulp Fiction and he was like, I got it. I know how I'm gonna structure this thing. Very influential movie that no one talks about. We've got Something Wild, great Jonathan Demme movie. We've got 12 Angry Men. Okay, I will show you this for free really quick for those who know, for those who fucking know. Yeah, that's the dagger from 12 Angry Men. So yeah, this guy watches movies. Next up we've got Francis Ha, and then we've got Thief, aka Drive, but probably better. Next up we've got Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Beautiful looking Blu-ray. I love the black and white cinematography for that one. Blood Simple, Mulholland Drive, Punch Drunk Love, the Before trilogy. If you haven't seen these, do yourself a damn favor, because they will probably change your life. Proceed with caution, but give them a watch. Give them a fucking watch. Barry Lyndon and Election. Sex Lies Videotape. Again, really depressing movie because Soderbergh made this when he was 26 years old. And here I am, just 2 years younger than that, sitting in my bedroom talking about it. I still have 2 years, so we'll see what happens, but you know. Wildlife. Crash, the David Cronenberg version, not the racism is bad version. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. The Celebration, one of my favorites. If you like Succession, throw this on. You're gonna love it. The Worst Person in the World, a movie about your mother. Sound of Metal, Cure, Triangle of Sadness, Cooley High, Petite Maman. My friends all saw this at Telluride when it came out, and I was at home with COVID, so I didn't get to see it, but now I own it. So, Anatomy of a Fall, and Happiness. A bit of a misleading title, because there are very few things that are happy in this movie, but great dark comedy from, what's his name? Todd Solondz? Wow. Well, that is it for the singular discs, but don't worry, we still have a couple collections to talk about here. First off, this James Bond 50th anniversary collection that I found at a used movie store for $50, and I had $20 store credit, so I got like fucking 25 movies for $30. You can do the math on that, but that's a really good deal. And I love James Bond too. I have not seen all of these. I still need to get around to watching all of them. Just, you can throw them on whenever, you know? Whatever's going on in your life, James Bond is still there for you. And then last, but certainly not least, we have the crown jewel of the collection, which is this CC40 box set. This is a collection that Criterion put out, I think just this last year. And it's just a collection of all of the most popular films that people pick when they go into the Criterion closet. If you've seen those videos, you know what I'm talking about. I would love to end up there someday. But for now, we are out of the closet. This is just a very beautiful collection. You can tell that they put a lot of time and effort into the presentation here. And I'll just kind of go through each page so you guys can take a look. Then I'll go through what is in each of these slots in just a second here. But I mean, just so much time and effort put into this. And this is just a great little film school, honestly, for anyone who is new to like kind of world cinema. This is a really good place to start. If you see all 40 of these movies, you'll be way ahead of the game. I still have to see Mirror and one other movie that I can't remember, but other than that, I've seen pretty much everything in here. So wow. Okay, and on top of that, it's also got this little booklet that goes through each of the films and shows you an essay that was written for each one. And it's just like the gift that keeps on giving. This was a gift from my mother for Christmas last year, and it's one of my favorite gifts that I have ever received. So thank you, Mother. And included in this collection are 8½, Tokyo Story, All That Jazz, Bicycle Thieves, Repo Man, Naked, Jules and Jim, Being There, Weekend, EE, The Night of the Hunter, Pickpocket, Sweet Smell of Success, On the Waterfront, Do the Right Thing, Ratcatcher, Sunday Bloody Sunday, Mirror, Barry Lyndon, Safe, Seconds, His Girl Friday, Mishima, A Life in 4 Chapters, Y Tu Mama Tambien, My Own Private Idaho, Love and Basketball, Night of the Living Dead, Ace in the Hole, Three Women, The Red Shoes, Down by Law, La Ciénaga, Wanda, House, Sullivan's Travels, The Battle of Algiers, A Woman Under the Influence, Cleo from 5 to 7, Persona, and In the Mood for Love. Woo! Woo! What a collection. Alright guys, if you can believe it, that is everything that I own. I hope to keep the collection growing. This is something I'm very grateful to have. I always wanted like a good film library, you know, and now like I'm in a spot where I finally feel like I have that. I can watch any of these movies anytime that I want. don't have to worry about streaming services or a Wi-Fi connection, and it's also just more fun to have the physical piece of media in your collection. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far, thank you for still watching, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Okay, have a wonderful day. I love you. Goodbye.